Hey everybody, and good Monday evening. Welcome back to Weather for Weather Geeks. What an eventful handful of days we've had across the valley, thankfully. Things are about to quiet down in a big way. I have a totally dry 7-day forecast. I don't remember the last time I put out a 7-day forecast graphic that had no chances of precipitation on it. It's been quite some time. Before we get to this week's weather, and we'll find some interesting things to talk about this week despite the weather being pretty quiet, I wanted to quickly talk about what happened Saturday morning up in the Kinsman area, northeastern parts of Trumbull County. A truly unexpected cluster of thunderstorms did form in the pre-dawn hours and kind of trained over northern Trumbull County for a few hours, and Kinsman was kind of ground zero for this. Some radar estimates here, 6-7 inches worth of rain in just a handful of hours, and we've seen the pictures and the drone videos of all the problems they've had up there. It's not often that we have a really terrible forecast bust, but when we do, I'm going to tell you about it. And I talked about this some on social on Saturday, but in case you were kind of off the grid a little bit over the weekend, I said on Saturday, hey, I'll admit this was a true bust. I went out with a dry forecast Friday night, and then a cluster of storms in the wee hours of the morning formed probably along a subtle lake breeze coming in off of Lake Erie, and with that kind of really juicy air mass that we had, that was just enough to trigger a big complex of thunderstorms that kept rolling over the same places again and again. And so, we feel for the people that live in this area, and I certainly feel bad that was a forecast miss, I should say. It's going to happen sometimes. So we hope to keep our forecast busts or misses kind of low profile, in other words, not impactful, but this was a pretty big impact miss. This is kind of like when we have a snow forecast go awry in the winter. A lot of people are affected. And we like to minimize those things, but a couple of times a year, we're unfortunately going to be at the mercy of what the atmosphere decides it wants to do. All right, we're done, though, with heavy rain. We do have, as of 7 o'clock, some light rain going to push on through. This is with our true cold front this evening. Now, today was a cooler day, yes, but the true cold front, the delineation between the pretty humid air and the not humid air, not at all humid air, is this front that's pushing through as we speak. And look at the air behind it. Dew points 40s and 50s. Oh, it's going to feel so great when this stuff moves overhead tonight and into the middle of the week. 77 was our high today. Our coolest high temperature in exactly a month. June 22nd was the last time we had a high temperature this cool. It was only the third cooler than average day as far as high temperatures go in the month of July. For the month, 3 weeks into it, we're 5.1 above average. And I posted this on social this morning, the hottest first 3 weeks of July since the 1930s. So it has been hot. Now, some people have mentioned, there's been a long comment thread on my Facebook post about this. Hey, 1988? We can't be hotter than 1988. Well, keep in mind when we talk about records, we're not just talking about high temperatures. We're talking about the daily average, which incorporates the low and the high. The summer of 1988, we had some 100-degree heat, especially in late June and early July. But the air was so dry that the nights cooled off fairly significantly. In fact, we had record lows. We had nights in the 40s in the middle of summer back in 1988, and that meant that the average for this particular time period is not as high as you might think because of those overnight temperatures. So yes, this July so far has been hotter when you factor in highs and lows than 1988. We did have an official heat wave, 3 days in a row of 90-plus temperatures, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and that brings our yearly tally up to 9 now, which is right about average. I think we're going to add this. We're going to get into the double digits fairly easily because August looks pretty toasty. And as we saw last year, we can even have 90s into the month of September. So we're about halfway to where we were last year with 18 90-degree days back in 2018. All right, I haven't busted this out in a while. We've had so much eventful weather lately that a graphic like this kind of has to take a back seat sometimes. It's our 2-degree guarantee. I forgot to check mark that box. That was a check. This is where we keep track of our temperature accuracy, and I do this behind the scenes every day, but I don't often put it in a graphical format because it's just kind of an extraneous thing that we have more important fish to fry on this video and on TV. But with the weather quieting down, I wanted to check in on the 2-degree guarantee. We've had 4 misses in the month of July, and a miss being defined as, hey, we get the next day's high wrong by more than 2 degrees. So today's forecast, 75, and we hit 77 this afternoon. Our accuracy for 2019, 70%. So roughly 7 out of every 10 days, we get the high temperature right within 2 degrees. All right, today was comfortable, but hey, boy, we were sweltering 8 years ago. Back in 2011 on this date, 98 degrees. That's not the record high for the date. 99 is our record high today, but 98 is really toasty. You know, it's very rare around here to get temperatures in the upper 90s and triple digits. We've hit the triple digits 6 times since 1930. We've hit 98 or 99 a handful of times, but it's not many days that have gotten that hot. All right, we're going to buzz through this pretty quick because not much to say about midweek and northerly flow tomorrow. It is a Chamber of Commerce day, sunshine. It's going to be the best day of July so far. Very, very comfortable stuff. Now, the model tries to spit out a couple of showers in parts of Ohio Wednesday. I'm not buying this. I think there'll be some cumulus clouds. There's a little pocket of cooler air aloft that's going to rotate through, and that will probably lead to a field of cumulus clouds, but I really, at this point, don't think there's any showers. And then Thursday just looks sensational again with high pressure building in. Now, it is going to turn hot at the end of this week, and especially into the final weekend of July. I've got 89 in our forecast for Sunday and Monday, but it's not going to be accompanied by the kind of humidity, the kind of oppressive humidity that we've had lately. Dew points mostly in the comfortable range all the way through the next 7 days. Again, even though it's going to turn pretty hot by the weekend. Lots of summer to go, though. This pattern will not last forever. I think we're going to get back into a pretty hot, pretty steamy pattern as we flip the calendar over into August. This is the 8 to 14 day outlook. Pretty high odds of above average temperatures. We'll also get into a more unsettled pattern, I suspect, in the first week or so of August. So this dry next 7 days will probably be replaced by more unsettled weather during that first stretch of August. All right, that will do it for tonight. I'll see you back here for a fresh edition of Weather for Weather Geeks on Tuesday. Have a great Monday night.